I understand diversity, but it's not a must. Why don't we create our own stories? Why don't we have our own mermaid? Why don't we do our own thing? Why do we have to turn things already existing to fit this narrative of inclusivity? Lagos, I wanna come home. Lagos, I wanna come home. Show me. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Zara Beauty in the yeah, and I am back with another video. So today's video, child, has been getting a lot of traction over the internet over the last couple of days, and it's basically about the fact that Disney casted a black girl to play Ariel in their new remake and the live action remake of their movie The Little Mermaid. And child, when I tell you, the internet has been hot. So I didn't even know. I follow Chloe and Halle. If you don't know who Halle is, her name is Halle Bailey. I know I always mix it with Halle Berry. Okay, no I don't. No I don't. I didn't even know her surname was Bailey. But her name is Halle Bailey, and she's one part of the singing group Chloe and Halle. And if you don't remember them, they're the girls that sang Beyonce's song a couple years back, like 2015 or something. And Beyonce actually noticed them, gave them like a career, and they began to tour with her. They were in her music videos. They started an album of their own. The kids are alright or something. Like, they've been doing really well. I follow them on Instagram. They're very unproblematic kids. Not like half the white Disney Channel kids that grow up to be fucked up. Many of the black kids turn out to be normal kids, but the white ones, child. But anyway, that's beside the point. They're also in the sitcom Grownish. I think I've never watched it before, but I have seen some previews on Instagram, so that's how I knew they were part of it as well. And literally, they've been waiting for their big break. They did acting, they've done singing, and finally Halle got the big break to play Ariel in the live action remake of the Little Mermaid, and it's amazing. Everyone's very happy for her. At the same time, everyone's very mad. Now, if you have been living under the rock and you have not watched The Little Mermaid that is portrayed in the cartoon characters is a white mermaid with red hair and like phenotypically white features. Now, a lot of people, predominantly white people, have been mad that Disney chose to turn Ariel from a phenotypically white looking mermaid, emphasis on the word mermaid, to a black girl. And she's black. She's not mixed. She's not anything. She's a light-skinned black girl. And a lot of people are angry at that. Granted, a lot of non-white people are also really angry. A lot of black people are also angry that Disney made this move. Now, I'm here to give my commentary about it, but I'm not really sure how I feel. However, I'm just going to let you guys see some of the tweets and part of the discussion surrounding this topic, and I will come back with the rest of my commentary. So y'all just saw those tweets and stuff, and child, when I tell you, it's, yo, some people couldn't even hide the racism, girl, the discrimination. It was screaming out. Some people couldn't even hide it. Some people couldn't even like keep it down. They were just like, I hate this so much. Why is she black? She's meant to be white. I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. I have a problem with production companies turning original characters to something PC. Y'all know I'm the most anti-PC, anti-social justice warrior person you can ever know. I hate political correctness. I feel like doesn't give room for growth because it just gives room for hypocrisy and for people to just follow the crowd. Pride, whatever that just happened last month, even people I know that do not like, I mean the most homophobic people I know, were all rainbows and rainbows because it promoted their business, because there's always some coins to be made from any social movement. This is why I'm really anti-social media movement, and I'm more for social movements, actually doing things, actually moving, not social media. And this is beside the point, but I hate it when companies do that just to be politically correct, to prove we are also so inclusive. We are 2019. We do diversity. I hate it. It just takes away from the whole thing. If they weren't transgender or gay to begin with, don't try and change them to be politically correct. You can make a lesbian princess, you can make a transgender princess, you can make an anti-conforming abstract alien zombie princess. Just do you, and then we have a choice to say, okay, we don't subscribe to this princess, we like this princess because this princess is more like us, because we relate to this princess more. So you're giving us a choice. But if you turn princesses that were already how they were from the storyline into something else, I don't know how I feel. On one hand, I'm happy for Halle. This is a big break for her. It really exposed a lot of racism that people have in the entertainment industry, because let's be technical here. Little Mermaid does not have any backstory. Some people are like, if we turn the Princess and the Frog, the princess from the Princess and the Frog, into a white woman, y'all will be outraged. Y'all are hypocrites. It's only when it concerns white people that it's okay, etc. Now, I got a problem with that statement, okay? First of all, most of the Disney princesses that are people of color or that are minorities have a backstory that is related to the fact that they are minorities. Like Mulan, for example, the whole premise was that they were fighting the emperor, whatever. It's an Asian thing. The theme is all Asian. They can't cast a white person to play Mulan. The same thing with the Princess and the Frog. The whole point was that she was a minority and she came from a poor neighborhood and she's been in the marginalized section of society. That is why they cannot cast a white person who has privilege as the princess from the Princess and the Frog. Do you get it? Are you understanding me? Am I speaking right? Okay. Ariel is a mermaid. Now, a lot of people were talking about the whole Denmark thing. I went to Google it. Oh, that the original story, the person that wrote it is from Denmark. But then Disney didn't take the original storyline from the person that wrote it, because it had a bad ending. It didn't have a really happy ending. The original storyline was changed and Disney made sure it had a happy ending because it was kids that was watching it. So they made their own story out of the existing story. So they can choose to make Ariel black, white, Asian, green, alien. It doesn't matter. However, I still believe that there should retain some sort of authenticity when you do live action remakes. I am a huge believer in that. And I do not know how I feel about a black girl playing Ariel, honestly. I feel like it's a stretch in the PC place, and I feel like instead of doing that, they should make more black princesses. I understand that a backlash to what I just said, a devil's advocate could be like, we have 1 million white Disney princesses. Why can't we just have one more black Disney princesses? Literally for every black Disney princesses or person of color, minority Disney princess, there's like 5 other white Disney princesses. And you can't really blame them. It's a white written storyline. It's a white community. It's a white... that's their thing. The same way we don't have white African stories, you know what I mean? Like, I understand diversity, but it's not a must. Why don't we create our own stories? Why don't we have our own mermaid? Why don't we do our own thing? Why do we have to turn things that are already existing to fit this narrative of inclusivity? Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. On one hand, I'm really happy and I want to fight all the people that were going for Halle in the comment section. I want to fight them. Even some people were speaking Spanish, trying to hide their hate with Spanish. I want to say, hey, como cuesta, bitch. Como estas, bitch. I'm gonna translate my read in Spanish, bitch. I'm gonna come for you in Spanish, bitch. I'm gonna Google translate that shit and I'm gonna come for you. Like, I wanted to come for everybody that came for her, because this is the same thing that Zendaya faced when she became MJ in Spider-Man, because they're so used to seeing their phenotypically white woman in there, they can't imagine someone else being that. And those things actually play a role in how the movie is actually viewed, and can actually reduce the profitability of the movies, which sucks, but it is what it is. I feel like they should have cast a white girl. At the same time, I feel like I'm ready to see something different, something new. And the fact that being a mermaid is not about race. It's a mermaid, and her race has nothing to do with the storyline. Absolutely nothing. However, one thing I want to now think about is, if they're casting a black girl, are they going to then make it an all-black cast? Like, you know how they redid Cinderella, and it was Brandy as Cinderella, Whitney Houston as the fairy godmother, Whoopi Goldberg, and all of that stuff. They made it all-black cast. So are they then going to push the whole interracial thing in this one by making the prince white? Or will they make the prince Mexican? Or will they make him Indian? Like, I'm confused as to how it's going to, because no matter what, even though we're trying to say, oh, being a mermaid doesn't matter if you're black or white, at the same time, it's still a political move. It is still a political move. So are they going to finish it up and just make everything into a minority thing? Or are they going to then make it like, oh, black girl falling for a white guy? Or are they going to make it a minority guy? Like, I think it'll be better if it was another minority. Maybe not black, because then it just changes the whole thing to a black movie. But then maybe someone else, maybe a mixed race guy, or maybe an Asian guy, or maybe something. But I don't want it to take away too much from the movie as well, because I'll be pissed off if the Lion King remake came out, or if Black Panther remake came out and they don't cast Black Panther as a white man. I'll be pissed too. I love hypocrisy, because if this is a black person they did it to, shit, the whole internet would be up in flames. And this is why I hate hypocrisy. I feel like what's good for the goose should be good for the gander as well. If you're doing this for this one, there should not be selective outrage. And I feel like as black people, we do that a lot. We have a lot of selective outrage. If it fits and benefits us, then we don't talk too much. We don't care. It's whatever. Yes, y'all have been having it. But if it's the other way around, then we will fight tooth and nail and scream blue murder because we are not getting what we want. So I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. Like I said, I'm really happy for Halle, but at the same time, I'm very skeptic of this move by Disney. It's a big PC move, a step in the right direction, but I would rather, as black princesses, we have our own story. We don't have to remake another princess's story. We don't have to destroy people's childhood, which, by the way, shut the fuck up, bitch. If this is not your childhood no more, bitch, then go back to your childhood and watch the cartoon. This is a live-action remake. But at the same time, I understand, because I wouldn't want my childhood as well to be spoiled if I already had an idea of what a character should look like and come around and that's not what it is. I don't know how I feel about these new PC moves, because it's obviously just all about inclusivity, you know, turning this person gay, making this person black, making this person transgender, but just because you want to fit into that structure and maximize your profit. Is still a very capitalist thing to do. It's still obviously about the money, still obviously about the profit, because they saw what black people did for Black Panther. We showed the fuck out. We came out in droves. Like that was the first black movie with a black cast that had grossed over $1 billion. Like, we showed out. So Disney is like, shit, if they doing this, we gonna make everybody black. You black, they black, everybody's black. And that's literally what's gonna happen. But one of the other things that makes me really angry is that no one complains when all the other movies cast white people with British accent as Egyptians. Literally all the gods of whatever movie I've seen, Prince of Egypt, gods of Egypt, dogs of Egypt, everybody Egypt, they've all been white people passing as Egyptians with British accents. I don't understand why Egyptians have British accents, but nobody ever complains when things like that happen. And Prince Tutankhamun is a white guy, and Queen Nefertiti is a white woman with braids. No one complains. But now that Disney is casting a mermaid that doesn't have a race as a black princess, people are all up in arms. But at the same time, I'm just so torn about this, because I understand where they're coming from. At the same time, technically, it doesn't make sense for people to be so against it. But I understand if something is the way it is, don't fix what's not broken. Go with it. No one's really begging for a black little Ariel. No, I mean, we would love to see a live-action remake of Princess and the Frog. But at the same time, it's like, would we want it if it was white? Like, could we use that same mentality to understand that they all have their backstories that relate to their race? But I can see where this is a gray line. I don't really see this as a win for Black people. It's the right step in inclusivity, meaning we see more Black people as lead roles in TV, which is very important. But I don't think we need to take other people's stories. I don't really see this as a huge win for the Black community. I see it more as like a step back and a way for Black people to have a lot of backlash now. It'll be like, oh, she's the one that acted as Haley. We didn't want a Black Ariel. You know, they're going to take all this backlash, and at the end of the day, people might not even choose to see the movie. This is what people were saying when they said they wanted to make the princess in Frozen gay. And people were like, what the hell, bro? Can kids not be kids? Do we have to have the whole LGBTQRST in everything? This is the same way. You have to see it from the same lens. We don't have to have a Black James Bond. We don't have to have a Black little Ariel. We could just have our own new stories and be the characters in that movie. We don't have to remake someone else's story. So I don't know how I feel about it though. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section though. Do you guys think that this is a right move from Disney? Do you feel like people are actually in their right mind to be angry that Disney cast a Black princess to play Ariel? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button to see more videos like this. Also, make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Au revoir.